Hey everyone, welcome back to more Tsukihime. Let's continue on.
そんな生活してちゃ体壊しちゃいますよ。
大丈夫。ちゃんと体を見てくれる人もいますから。医者に体重を増やさないように注意もされてるし、たまに食事を抜いた方が俺はちょうどいいんです。体力は欲しいけど、やっぱりウエイトは絞らなくちゃね。
そうですか。男の子でもダイエットって考えるんですね。
Tia looks up at me for a moment, contemplating something, then closes the lid on her lunchbox.
用事を思い出したので失礼します。私のことは気にせず、むしろ今日の出来事は忘れていただけると助かります。
She quickly packs up her things and takes off.
かわいい。
An awestruck Arihiko nods to himself contentedly. Fifth period begins. I fight off the temptation of sleep as I scribble down notes during our classic literature class. Our school still doesn't allow note-taking on devices. They said they'll switch to using tablets eventually, but it seems like it's going to take another couple of years. Either way, people rarely get into trouble for using their phones in class. It's one of those unspoken agreements. There are plenty of students who use their phones to check their texts, look up information, or just browse the internet. I've always preferred doing things the old-fashioned way, so I write everything by hand. It comes on without warning. A heightened, accelerated sense of awareness. My vision begins to bend, folding, and twisting around a single point. My sense of equilibrium shifts as if my brain were spinning on its axis. Everything morphs into a blurred mess. It feels like something is lurking at the back of my head, trying to drive me out of my own skull. I know this feeling. This is the dizzy spell right before my anemia hits. I should have seen this coming. I always knew this was a possibility. Damn it. This hardly ever happens, but I'm gonna pass out in class. Darkness shrouds my vision. I fumble for my desk, grabbing the side of it to steady myself. But it doesn't help. I can't put any strength into my fingers. All I can do is brace for the fall.
先生、ちょっといいっすか。
Just when I expect to lose control, I feel a hearty slap on my back.
遠野のやつ、調子が悪そうなんで保健室に連れて行きたいんですけど。
Before I know it, Arihiko is standing at my side.
遠野、具合が悪いのか？
I hear the teacher speaking to me from the front of the room.
いえ、これぐらい平気で。
ああ、全然ダメだそうです。こりゃ早退させた方がいいんじゃないですか。
This guy here is a good friend. Arihiko's booming voice overshadows my attempt at a reply.
そうか。先生も遠野の体のことは聞いている。遠野、体調が優れないなら保健室で休むか。早退して帰っていいんだぞ。
I can't tell if he's just nice to a fault. He seems to have believed Arihiko wholeheartedly.
ほら、帰っていいとよ。そんな青い顔しやがって。まずいと思ったらすぐに言わねえとわからねえだろうが。
Arihiko scowls and slaps me across the back.
それじゃあ早退させてもらいます、先生。
The teacher nods approvingly.
悪い、アリヒコ。いらない心配をかけさせた。
気にすんな。中学からの腐れ縁だからな。お前が貧血でぶっ倒れそうな雰囲気ってのはすぐにわかんだよ。
Arihiko returns to his seat. Somehow, I get up from my seat and carry myself out of the room. I exit the school. I decided to pass on resting in the nurse's office. At this time of day, there's a good chance I just end up sleeping until dark. Instead, I decided it would be better to make the trip back to the mansion.
ちょっとは楽になってきたかな。
It must be thanks to the fresh air. 7 years ago, I survived a life-threatening injury, and the price I paid is my chronic anemia. When I first left the hospital, I used to collapse just about every day. And while I've lost a lot of opportunities from this, I've never felt like I missed out on anything important, thanks to the support of the people around me. After reaching adolescence, most of my symptoms stopped surfacing, at least as long as I didn't move around too much. Though every now and again, I'll still get dizzy and lose consciousness for no reason. I'm lucky Adahiko is around today. I probably would have fallen on my face if he weren't. I breathe deeply, sending a volley of fresh air into my lungs. Struggling against the dull water swirling in my head, I make my way from school. I turn onto the street leading to the station. I don't believe it. Part of my brain must still be spacing out. By force of habit, I almost went through the ticket gate. I don't live with the Arimas anymore. I live in the Tono mansion now. There's no need for me to catch the train. I still don't feel well. I put a hand to my forehead and realize I have a slight fever. No point in heading home if I'm going to pass out on the street before I get there.
しょうがないな。ほんと。
Disappointed by my own frailty, I carefully prop myself down on a bench. Maybe I'll just rest here until I feel better. Absent-mindedly, I watch the crowds in front of the station. It's just past 2 in the afternoon. The city is as busy as ever. People stream past in waves. Each and every one of them is far too absorbed in reaching their destination to bother looking at who's around them. The place is swarming with people, yet everyone's too immersed in their own little world to notice. They're each the main character in their own story. Today is just another day in the story of their lives. Despite seeing perfectly well, they spend every waking moment in willful ignorance. Their days never intersect, nor do their respective paths deviate. Preferring to expend a little effort as possible to reap the most basic level of comfort, it seems people have chosen a life of individualism to only interact when absolutely necessary. I don't know if it's my fever, but something has me feeling sentimental.
帰ろう。
I'm feeling better anyway, and the longer I sit here, the longer I'll dwell on this stuff. Lifting myself from the bench, I join the masses. I start for the mansion, my head still heavy from the anemia. Right now, all I want to do is lock myself in my room, close my eyes, take off my glasses, and just breathe. Until I see her. I'm almost certain time itself has stopped. Every part of me is being drawn in, the moment forever imprinting itself onto my memory. Golden hair, crimson eyes, white clothes against porcelain skin, pure as driven snow. Not a blemish to be found, like a sacred summit yet untainted by man. My pulse skyrockets. Bodily rhythms go haywire. My veins and arteries dilate. Every nerve in my body fires as this phantasm feverishly warms my spinal cord. To say I'm captivated would be an understatement. I stopped walking what feels like ages ago. As she leaves my peripheral vision, I turn around to not lose sight of her. I realize I haven't been breathing. I feel nauseous. I can't breathe. The pain is unbearable. I can't remember how to breathe. My throat is on fire. My eyes feel like they're about to burst. My palms are slippery. Yet deprived of blood, my fingertips are so cold they're numb. I'm drenched in sweat. I recall that I'm still an animal, still alive. That gets me breathing again. But my will. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't choose anything. All I wanted was to go home. My will snaps like a tightrope and I plunge into the depths below. I have to follow her. I have to follow that woman. I have to follow her. Follow her and speak with her. Dragging my frozen feet. I pant like a... I follow after my fair prey. The woman walks slowly. She has no idea I exist. Questions, one after another, graze the back of my mind. She doesn't know I exist. That's so goddamn stupid. Could she be the one? She hasn't noticed me yet. She must be returning from something. Must be. She's probably exhausted, out of strength, which means this is it. My chance to her, for sure. Oh, wow. It's backwards. I want to taste this ripened fruit. Took me a while to read that. When was I last satiated? I want to pursue her. To tear her apart. Not for self-gratification or mere sex. Something more primal. I want to savor her. To bring her low. I can't remember. I still. Every fiber of my being wants to her. Can't remember the first time. I sigh, but the breath doesn't feel like mine. I claw at my chest to stem my emotions from bursting. The woman weaves through the crowd, looking delectable. My throat is on fire. I haven't been breathing. What about it? Of course I haven't. Like that would get anyone going. I take it out of my bag and slide into my pocket as I walk. My fingers trace along the iron. I can't believe my luck. I even have the necessary tools. Incredible. I'm so close. Our secret rendezvous has me nearly over the edge. I should keep my distance, so she doesn't notice. So no one gets in my way. We're total strangers, so I need to track her scent as naturally as I can. She enters an apartment complex. Automatic glass doors, tight security. Non-residents can't even enter the lobby. I wrap around to the emergency exit, stash my jacket in the shadows, cut, enter. The lobby is empty. I look at the elevator. The light is stopped at the top floor. Click. I called the elevator with the button. Enter. I shiver as soon as I cross the threshold. Her scent remains, causing my lips to curl. This is exciting. Caged in this cramped box, I grip the weapon in my pocket and wait. She's so close. In just a few moments, I can finally... her. Exit the elevator. The hall should be empty. I vacate the box. to the other end of the corridor, still empty. I can't think. Only a single word lingers in my brain. Woman. That woman. I'm going to. I arrive at the third room. This is the one. All the other rooms are empty. Are you sure? I'm sure. All animals have a decent sense of smell. Whether we like it or not, some have simply forgotten how to use it. Pitiful. Unforgivable. Worthless. Civilization's obsession with compassion has instead dealt us an invisible fatal blow. I move to ring the bell, but stop myself. My glasses are in the way. I can't do anything unless I take them off.
いい？決して軽はずみな気持ちで物を見ちゃダメだからね。
A woman said that to me long ago. Right now, I can't remember her name or what she looked like. I slowly remove my glasses. The lines squirm, wrinkling my vision. Even I don't understand. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? What does Shikitono want to do with that woman? I don't know. I don't know, so I ring the bell.
はい。
I hear a voice. The door opens. In that instant, I slide through the gap and into the room. The woman tries to speak, but it's too late. Never will I hear the voice of the woman I so craved. Everything is finished before it can reach me. The sound of metal on metal rings the moment I enter the room. Was it the sound of the door? The grinding of my thoughts? A siren signaling the end? All wrong. Then what is it? The answer is obvious. There's only one thing it could be. It's the climaxing sigh of my knife leaving its sheath. Damn! I pass through the lines running across the woman's body. I stab. I cut. I slice. I carve. Severing piece after piece until nothing is left untouched by death. All in all, 17 lines across her body. Throat, back of the head, right eye to the lips, right upper arm, right forearm, right ring finger, left elbow, left thumb, middle finger, left breast, lower rib cage to the heart, 2 from the stomach to the belly, inner left thigh, outer thigh, left shin across the toes and the left foot. It takes less than a second, no longer than a mere passing glance. In the blink of an eye, it's over. She's dismembered into 17 lumps of flesh. Oh, I am quite surprised they're showing this. A dumbstruck voice reaches my ears. The reality hasn't set in that the voice belongs to me. I feel another flurry of dizziness take hold. Chunks of something are scattered in front of me. The marble floor is covered in an ever-expanding red liquid, like someone tipped over a bucket. The smell of blood assaults my nostrils. No entrails have been spilled. The cuts are clean. But a red mess creeps steadily over the ground. It's strange. There's nothing in the room except for me and the woman's scattered remains.
何？
The pool is vivid crimson. The knife is still in my hand.
死んでる。
Of course she is. No human could survive something like this.
なん？
Who gives a shit about the why? Just now, with his own 2 hands, Shikitono butchered a woman he's never seen before in his life.
俺が殺した。
I must have. Or am I wrong? But I don't have a reason, so this can't be. Can't. I never had a reason to do this, so this can't be. It can't. I'm the only one here. Someone else might have been here before, but I'm the only one left alive. So this can't be. It can't. No. I had no reason to. I didn't mean to. I wasn't in my right mind. Maybe I never was. So this can't be. It can't. It can't. It can't. It can't. The pool of red continues to swell. A slow, slick wave. It's almost at my feet now. I try to lift my feet, but it's too late. The woman's red blood is viscous like tar. Threads stretch from the floor, clinging to my raised soul. Ah, red blood. It's oozing red because you butchered her.
俺じゃない。
That's right. It wasn't me. It can't have been. It wasn't me. This must be some kind of bad dream. Oh, it's not letting me choose the other choice if I really wanted to. It's some kind of bad dream. That's it. This is just a terrible dream. But for some reason, the smell of blood feels so fresh, so real.
違う。
No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, you didn't kill her? Or no, you did kill her.
だって理由がない。
Of course you had a reason. When you saw her, you could only think of one thing.
俺は
Yes, Shikitono wanted to kill that woman. In that moment, that was all that mattered. My mind had just melted away, so I couldn't put it into words.
違う。
The stench of blood is making me sick to my stomach. The contents of my stomach flow up. Crimson seeps into my eyes. My head spins. I kneel in the sea of blood. Bile rushes up my throat. I empty the contents of my stomach. Sobbing, I throw up every last bit of food, every last drop of fluid in my body. There's nothing left in me. But as if to deny what happened, to undo everything and turn back time, my body forcibly continues to heave. It hurts. My innards feel like they're burning. Tears continue to stream down my face and I collapse onto the ground like garbage. I am awash in red. Pain seeps through me as I see crimson everywhere. It all feels like a dream. My tears keep spilling. I'm miserable because I killed someone. No, that's not right. I mercilessly butchered someone for no reason whatsoever. I turned her body into chunks of flesh in a flash. I don't understand what's happening. Why do I feel like this? Why did I kill her for no reason? I don't understand.
嘘だ。
None of this feels like reality. Yeah, I had one of my usual dizzy spells. And I've been dreaming this whole time.
嘘だ。
How can just one little knife do this to a person? Even with a butcher's saw, I'm pretty sure this should have taken all day. Well, I mean, you do have a special ability that makes it so much easier for you. This can't be possible with just a knife. Those lines never existed in the first place. I've been fooling myself into thinking.
嘘だ。
Bile drifts from my lips. I'm covered in it from chin down. There's crimson mixed in. My stomach, despite being empty, continues to squirm and contract, causing my esophagus and throat to bleed. It hurts. That's how I know. This isn't a dream. I'm just lying to myself.
全部嘘だ。
I knew all along. I craved the woman from the moment I saw her. The same goes for my eyes. I knew the lines meant I could cut anything I see like paper. And I knew deep down that this applied to humans as well. But I never gave it a second thought. I was intent on living an ordinary life. If I was capable of killing a person like this, I should have gouged my eyes out, or at least shunned human contact.
ごめん先生。
I'm so sorry. It was such a simple promise, yet I couldn't keep my word.
俺はまだまともなのか。
I don't know. The impulse that was so strong just moments ago seems to have faded entirely. But the thought of fighting the urge didn't even cross my mind.
この女を殺す。
As if it were perfectly natural, I followed through thinking nothing else. So the answer is simple. I must be insane. It probably began 7 years ago. Ever since the accident that should have killed me. Ever since I miraculously returned from the brink of death. I hear the distant sound of rain. The long and gentle hiss of rainfall touching down. My head is hazy. My throat aches with every breath. I can't help but wince.
シキ様。
Oh, he made it back home. Suddenly, I sense a person, a voice by my side.
自分の部屋だ。
I find myself lying in my own bed. I put on the glasses that are placed next to my pillow.
おはようございます、シキ様。
翡翠。
はい。お体の具合はいかがでしょうか。
What a strange question to ask. How am I feeling? Why would I...
なん。
That's a good question. Why? Am I sleeping here?
俺は人を殺し。
I stop short of saying it. The reasoning part of me hits the brakes, impelling me not to utter that word.
翡翠。俺どうしてここに。
覚えていらっしゃらないのですか、シキ様。
History furrows her brow, ever so slightly.
学校の方からシキ様は早退したというお電話がありました。ですが夕方になっても帰ってこられず、姉が探しに行ったところ、公園でお休みになっていたそうです。
公園って近くの公園。
はい。シキ様はベンチで休まれており、その後ご自分の足で屋敷までお帰りになられました。
That sounds like a really good cover story.
嘘だろ。そんな覚え全くないんだけど。
シキ様の記憶が定かではないのはそうおかしなことではないと思います。貧血による衰弱でシキ様は意識が混濁していたようなので。
I don't remember anything. Still, I can't deny any of what history has told me.
ああ、もう夜の9時なんだ。全然記憶にないや。
はい。お屋敷に戻られたシキ様は眠りたいとだけ告げてお部屋で休まれたのです。お医者様をお呼びしようとしたのですが、シキ様はいつものことだからと。
そうか。確かに貧血で倒れるのはいつものことだけど。
But this time was different. I killed someone. No, wait.
翡翠。俺どんな格好をしてたんだ。
は？
だから服装。俺のシャツとか靴とか その血で。
They should have been soaked in it.
四季様の制服でしたら汚れていましたので洗濯をしておりますが。
I'm pretty sure Kohaku saw it too.
洗濯ってあんな血だらけの服を。
確かに泥にまみれてはおりましたが、血液らしきものはありませんでした。それに汚れていたのはシャツとズボンだけで、上着は特に何も。
That can't be right. I was kneeling in a sea of blood. My arms and legs should have been stained red.
四季様、何か良くない夢でも見られていたのですか？先ほどまでうなされていたようですし、今もお顔の色が優れません。
History looks directly at me.
夢って。
Could it have been a dream? That sensation. That smell of blood. That woman in white. A miracle given flesh.
いや、そうだよな。あんなのは悪い夢だ。
I let out a relieved sigh. That's right. It was nothing more than a horrible dream. I'd never do something that would break my promise with Master, especially without a decent reason.
目が覚めた。
四季様のご気分さえよろしければ、夕食の支度をいたします。
いや、夕食は。
I know it was only a dream, but I still can't get the color or the smell of blood out of my head.
ごめん、いらない。今晩はこのまま眠ることにする。それより翡翠。
はい。何でしょうか、四季様。
そのさ、俺夕方に帰ってきたらしいけど、秋葉はなんて言ってた？
秋葉様ならその時間はお帰りになられてはおりませんでした。2時間ほど前にお帰りになられた折、四季様のご容体をお伝えしておきましたが。
History gives me an inquisitive look, as if to say, what about it?
いや、別になんでもないんだ。帰ってきてまだ3日目なのに迷惑をかけて呆れてるだろうなって。
確かに秋葉様はご気分を害されておりましたが、呆れているというわけではなさそうでした。
History takes a step back after she speaks.
それでは失礼します。何かご用がおありでしたらお呼びください。
ああ、ありがとう。もう一つ聞き忘れてた。
はい。何でしょう、四季様。
外、雨が降ってるんだね。いつから降り始めたのかな、これ。
四季様がお帰りになられる前からです。姉が見つけた時、四季様は雨に濡れていたとのことです。
Really? I don't remember that either. I guess my anemia was particularly bad this time. I should have just rested at school.
おやすみ。今日は本当にすまない。琥珀さんにもお礼を伝えておいてくれ。
かしこまりました。それではおやすみなさいませ。
夢だったんだ。
The words feel bleak coming from my lips. Nothing feels real. Not the horrible dream, nor the fact that it was a dream. The rain outside falls hard. My head is still a little heavy. I peer at my chest. My scar from 7 years ago stands out starkly against my skin, like burn marks. The knife my father left me is sitting on the desk in my room. It was a dream. There's no way it was anything else. I repeat those words in my head to convince myself and close my eyes. I exhale deeply like I'm trying to expel some deep-seated odor from my lungs. My consciousness fades, and I'm ushered into a deep, dark slumber. When I was a child, I remember someone urging me to never tell a lie I didn't believe myself. I wake to see a dull gray morning light. It's quiet. Even the pitter-patter of the rain is nowhere to be heard. The sky is still blanketed in clouds despite the rain having ceased. After taking one last deep breath, I heave myself off the bed. I could barely sleep last night. Whenever I thought I might drift off, the scene I witnessed would play out in the back of my mind.
真っ赤な床とバラバラの
At times like this, possessing memories or clarity of thought can really be a pain. Just when you've got something you'd like to forget, your mind drags you back to relive the experience all over again.
バカらしい。あれは夢だったのに。何をいつまでうなされてるんだ、俺は。
Exactly. It was all just a dream. I'd like my brain to hurry and forget about it already. There's a knock at the door. The clock tells me it's just before 6 a.m. Who'd come knocking this early in the morning?
失礼いたしま。四季様。申し訳ありません。お目覚めでいらしたのですね。
いや、こっちこそ驚かせてごめん。昨日の夕方から寝ていたから早く目を覚ましたんだ。それで翡翠の方こそどうしたんだ。こんな早くから何かあったのか。
History falls silent and gives me a hesitant look. Upon closer inspection, I realize she's cradling my freshly laundered clothing for the day.
着替えを持ってきてくれたのか。
はい。重ねて申し訳ありません。お見苦しいところをお見せしました。
I eye Hisui quizzically. Hisui stays silent. I don't recall seeing anything I'd describe as unbecoming, but I decided not to push the matter.
とにかくありがとう。制服はそこに置いていいよ。すぐに着替えて居間に行くから。
はい。それでは失礼します。
Hisui quietly heads for the door, but stops just short of it. She swiftly turns to face me again.
四季様。お時間があるのでしたら、入浴の用意もいたしますが。
入浴って朝から？
はい。四季様はひどく汚れています。学校に行く前にお体を流された方がよろしいのではないでしょうか。
Now that she mentions it, I am a mess. Which isn't much of a surprise considering I passed out in the middle of a park yesterday.
そうだな。悪いけど用意してくれる？この時間なら学校にも十分間に合うし。
かしこまりました。では、20分ほど経ちましたら浴場においでください。
Hisui places the uniform down, then leaves the room. It's still only 6 a.m. With nothing else to do, I spend 20 minutes idly staring at the ceiling. The The thoughts throbbing at the back of my mind are washed away by the water. Seated beside the bathtub, I append the bucket over my head and take a deep breath as the chilly water soaks through my hair. That was such a horrible dream. Why would I even dream about murdering some woman I've never seen before? If I'm greeted by these sorts of dreams purely because I'm unaccustomed to living in the mansion, then I'm dreading what else is to come.
そうだよな。気を引き締めないと。
I run the cool water over my head one more time, rubbing and cleaning every part of my body. My towel just barely grazes my throat before a stinging pain hits me.
なんだこれ。
I look at my neck in the mirror. Gross. My throat looks red and swollen. I return to my room and change into my uniform. It's only a little past 7 a.m. Still bewildered at how a simple bath could make me feel so much better, I grab my bag and leave the room.
おはようございます、しきさん。今朝は早いんですね。
Kohaku steps out of the parlor just as I come down the stairs.
それになんだかさっぱりしていらっしゃいます。もしかしてお風呂上がりなんですか？
ええ、さっきまで入っていました。すごいですね、琥珀さん。そういうの分かるものなんですか？
一目瞭然ですよ。しきさん、髪が乾ききってませんから。お風呂上がりだとしきさんは一層可愛らしくなるんですね。
I have to avert my gaze from her lighthearted smile. As I am now, her pure innocent expression does nothing but make my chest ache.
ちょっと待っててくださいね。朝ごはんこれから支度をしますから。
え、
Breakfast. Something edible. Even that word is enough to make me recall the color of blood. The thought leaves me with even less of an appetite than usual.
そうですね。今朝は洋風でいいですか？
ああ、うん。基本的にどっちでもいいんですけど。そっか、朝ごはんか。あんまりにもお風呂が気持ちよかったから忘れてた。
そうなんですか？しきさんは昨夜も食べていませんから、お腹の音で目を覚ましたのかなって翡翠ちゃんと話してたんですけど。
いや、単純に寝すぎただけだよ。子供の頃から小食だったから、1食2食抜くのはよくあることだったし。
はあ、言われてみるとしきさんって贅肉のないいい体をしていますものね。もしかして菜食主義者さんですか？
そんなこだわりはなかったけど、言われてみれば有馬の家では野菜ばっかり食べてた気がします。
When I was discharged from the hospital, the doctor told me to avoid anything that's hard on the digestive system. But I think I would have avoided meat even if he hadn't told me to. One way or another, meat just reminds me of death.
好き嫌いはないんですね。それでしたら安心してお食事を用意できます。さあ、すぐにお作りしますから居間で待っていてくださいな。
Kohaku quickly turns to leave, but I stop her, feeling like I won't be able to pass anything through my throat as things are now.
なあ、いいんだ、琥珀さん。今日は食欲がないからこのまま学校に行くよ。明葉にもそう伝えておいてくれ。
I turn and head for the front door. But as soon as I do, a firm pair of hands grip my arm.
しきさん、
I wasn't expecting that. Kohaku looks angrier than I've ever seen her.
なんてことを言い出すんですか？しきさん、今朝は鏡をご覧になってないんですか？
いや、鏡なら風呂場で見たけど。
嘘です。ご自分の顔を一度でも見ているならそんなことは言えません。
Kohaku's seriously mad. Now that I think about it, when I glanced at myself in the mirror earlier, I didn't just look a little pale. I was ashen white.
いやでも大丈夫だって。俺はもともと血の気が少ないし、人より顔色が悪く見えるだけというか。
ダメです。朝ごはんを食べないと大きくなれないんですから。食欲がないようでしたら病人食にいたしますから、どうぞ食堂にいらしてください。
Still clenching my arm, Kohaku drives me into the dining room. I guess there's no fighting it. I still don't really feel like having breakfast, but if Kohaku is this insistent, then I have no other choice.
Ohayou gozaimasu, 兄さん。お体の具合はよろしいのですか?
I can't say for certain, but Akiya sounded a little reserved just then. I'd wager that her concern for my well-being might be overriding her usual firmness.
おはよう。体の方はまあそれなりに調子いいよ。
I take my seat at the table.
それでは食べやすいお雑炊などをご用意いたしますね。ちょっとだけお待ちください。
Kohaku leaves the room in a flurry. She's probably headed for the kitchen in the mansion's west wing. Which leaves me alone with the two others in the dining room. The unusually restrained Akiha and Hisui, who has taken up her spot against the wall. It's incredibly awkward to say the least.
兄さん、昨夜のことですけど、公園で倒れていたというのは本当なんですか？
ああ、自分でもいまいち覚えてないけど、琥珀さんと翡翠がそう言うんならそうなんじゃないか？
もう他人事のようにおっしゃらないでください。兄さんは体が弱いんですから、危ないと感じたら屋敷に連絡を入れてください。すぐに迎えの者を行かせますから。
あのな、小学生じゃないんだからそんなのは必要ないよ。どんなに気分が悪くたって自分一人で帰ってこれる。
それでは兄さんはまだ子供なんですね。昨日は一人で帰ってこれなかったんですから。
Ouch.
昨日は特別だ。あんなことはめったにない。だいたいな、俺は慢性的な貧血持ちなだけで体が弱いわけじゃない。いちいち秋葉に心配される筋合いはないよ。昨日は単に致命的に間が悪かっただけなんだ。
致命的だなんてバカなことは言わないでください。ご自分の体のことでしょ。屋敷に帰られたばかりだというのに、兄さんに死なれたら私はどうすればいいんです。
Akiya is seriously mad. I'm a little surprised that she cares this deeply.
兄さんは軽率すぎます。もう少しご自分をいたわってあげてください。
いや、俺だってあまり無理はしてないよ。部活もやってないし、医者の言うことは全部守ってるし。これ以上いたわれって言うんなら、どっかのサナトリウムにでも入るしかないんじゃないか？
ええ、できることならそうしてしまいたいぐらいです。どこかの孤島でも買い取って、そこで反省していただくのもありですね。
I think Akiya is more frightening than than anyone else at the moment. Despite her pouty averted gaze, Akiya says something truly frightening in a completely casual tone. The scariest part of all is that for her, what she's talking about isn't out of the question.
いいわ。今回は何事もなかったので不問にしてあげます。でも次はありませんからね、兄さん。
After giving me a piece of her mind, Akiha's temper seems to cool a little. Throughout the entire exchange, Hisui watches us like a statue. This awkward silence is just the worst. There's still some time before Kohaku returns for my breakfast. Until then, I should save my game. We'll go here. Or, no, we'll go here. Ask about Akiha, Kohaku, ask about the mansion. We'll ask about Akiha.
そういえば思い出したんだけど、秋葉は今も朝女の生徒なんだよな。
はい、朝上女学院は中学校から大学までのエスカレーターですから。
Asagami Girls Academy is a prestigious institution located in a prefecture that borders ours. It was founded as a missionary school during the early Meiji era, and you can still see the traces of its origins even now. During the Showa era, the school was on the verge of financial ruin, but it managed to solve its troubles thanks to the goodwill of a new benefactor.
あそこは全寮制だろ。どうしてここから通っているのかなって。
朝上のおじさまとお父様は懇意の間柄でしたから、多少のわがままは聞いていただけます。事情があるのなら自宅からの登校も許可すると。
いや、俺が聞きたいのはそういうことじゃなくて、秋葉は親父が亡くなるまで寮の方で生活してたんだろ。なんで今になってうちから通ってるんだよ。車。
それは。
Akiha stammers out a few words and averts her gaze.
四季様、秋葉様は以前から週の半分をお屋敷でお過ごしになられていました。ですので学園に通うのはそう特別なことではありません。
そうだったのか。けどなんだってそんなことに。
お父様のたっての願いでしたから、週の半分はこちらで過ごすことにしていたんです。
Everything immediately falls into place. Makihisa Tono would never stand for letting Akiha have any time to herself, even when she entered middle school.
そっか。でも親父はもういないんだ。秋葉も無理することないんじゃないか。